There are other stories as well. In Elko, we'll meet one of the most famous saddle makers in the world. We'll see how he does his craft. We'll talk with people on both sides of the issue of wild horse management, see how everybody thinks it's a great resource to the state, but certainly not everybody agrees how to manage the growing herds. We'll visit the community college there, and we'll see how they should be a glowing, shining example for the development of the state, but they're not getting much credit.
Gage is a 600-pound Siberian tiger who lives in the Nevada desert, and he's as serious about protecting his lunch here as the safe haven is about protecting him.
Never stop moving. Words these dancers have heard over and over again, and a mantra adopted by the original owner of this studio.
It may sound like an unendurable challenge, but to Samantha, Sage, and their canine companion Bella, this is all part of the adventure.
Each day is its own amazing adventure. What we've done already has given me an amazing new respect for our early pioneers and settlers of Nevada who were doing this 200 years ago.
And the adventure has a higher purpose as well. Sage is a wild Mustang, born and raised in Nevada's wilderness. In 1913, the town of Tonopah was in the midst of a $10 million mining boom, the most profitable year the town's dozens of silver and gold mines would see.
This is what the town was built on. It's what we are.
A century later, this once active land lies still as a museum.
Oh yeah, you can be so tired you can't hardly dig another stroke, and then you find that for a couple more hours you can dig like crazy. Yeah.
Is that what you call opal fever?
Yeah, we've caught it, and now we've got it good.
Most likely named for the choke cherries that ring the canyons, Cherry Creek in 1873 was the largest mining camp in White Pine County. At one point, nearly 6,000 miners, shopkeepers, merchants, and of course barmaids flooded that small town. And although no more than $20 million in gold and silver was ever taken from the earth here, what's left of the claims and the few residents are once again sparking interest in a new strike, one that this time could lead to millions in fresh finds.
I think there's a good chance there may be some more in there.
And if a kid messes up in town, then he usually gets assigned to pulling weeds or cleaning up the garden.
They look after one another, and because of that, the community's been pretty quiet. That is, until now.
The bell, the whistle, and the chug. Steam locomotives once drove the Silver State's prosperity, so in Ely, the governor showed up to rededicate its remaining steamer, Locomotive 93. Attracting crowds of locals to help celebrate its 100th anniversary, this steam engine normally attracts visitors from around the world, bringing valuable tourist dollars to this county of 12,000 people.
37 miners went down that day and were trapped and never recovered their bodies.
And that, says Melody, has led to some interesting stories by guests staying at the hotel.
They hear, like in the middle of the night, a lot of rattles and chains. They hear just weird sounds, creaky sounds, definitely shaking of the bed. They love to play with our keys. Our keys are the old-fashioned type keys that are brass with a little ring and everything, and they love to put those in different places.
And then there are the hotel's two permanent residents.
We have in the hotel Rosie and William, who are very famous. You know, they're in 4 and 5. And Rosie's room is like a rose-scented oil. You could walk in her room, and all of a sudden it just appears, and it can dissipate just as fast. It's really kind of amazing. And William, who is in number 5, his is an old cherry pipe tobacco smell. And he loves to play tricks, too. He's constantly playing with the keys and shaking the bed and turning the lights on and off.